Hello, it's Tara from Up The Street Scrapbooking, and today we're going to do a couple of layouts using the March scrapbooking kit from Up The Street Scrapbooking. So, a couple of alphas, some layering paper, some little bits and bobs, and papers. So the ones we're going to use, I'm going to do two different ones, and these are going to be super simple, super quick. These are kind of assembly line layouts. They're kind of my favorite get it done type of thing. So basically what it is it's using three either portrait or three landscape photos from one event and lining them up just across the page. And again, you can do like so, or you can stagger them a little bit so they're not quite so linear. But I find they make the fastest layouts because you just choose the papers that work with it, and there's not a whole lot of thinking that goes with it. It's just laying things down and seeing which colors look nice and then stacking things. So I like them for getting things done in a hurry. And sometimes you just don't feel terribly creative, but you want to get something done and to get your fingers moving, and then you can move on to something that's a little more creative and a little more satisfying. I like these are satisfying in the way that you're actually getting something accomplished. But when you look at it, you're not thinking, oh, that's not my favorite, but the focus is on the photos and the memories and so on. So that's an important part of scrapbooking too, and getting them in your album. So when you've got a lot of photos, it's nice to just go. So paper-wise, what I'm going to be using today are these papers. So the teal cardstock, and then we're going to be using both sides of this one. And then for the other one, I'm going to be using these two papers plus the cutout from this one. So to start with, I think we'll work with that last one. So there's the paper, and this was the my mind's eye. So it's the plank paper, and what I've done is I've gone around the edge with my distress tool. This is a Stampin' Up one that I've had for years, but Tonic makes a nice one, and Heidi Swap, and there's probably more out there, but those are the ones I know of. So it's just taking your paper and roughing it up along the edges. I just like some kind of finish on the edges, so either this or sanding or inking, just to give it a little more definition to your edges. Okay, so I did that one. And I've also done this one. So this was, it's the full 12 inches across, but it's only 8 inches high. So there's that. These are the photos I'm going to use on it. And they're Willie on his birthday. And let's see what else. Oh. This is the cutout from this page, and you'll see I've kind of made it different. So the reason that's cute, but the reason I added some spray ink to it was it's going to be sitting with this. So that is far too stark. It's got more of a gray tone to it, and I found it kind of didn't go. So what I did was I took a couple of sprays and tried to make it look like this. It's almost the same same line, or so it goes a little better. So what I did first was I took the Perfect Pearls and the Biscotti, and I kind of did the whole thing. So that toned down the gray and made it more of a creamy background. But then just to tie in kind of the splatters that, I don't know if you can see on here, but there's some teal, looks like splatters on here. So I mimicked that with the Color Shine in Tropicana Teal and the Glimmer Mist in Craft. So, and for that, it was a matter of taking it out and splattering it over, just for a couple of bigger splurts all over the place. So, to start assembling, as I said, it's pretty quick. What I'm gonna do is put my photos on here first, and then we'll attach that. So I'm going to do the right side and the left side first, and then the center, it's going to be a little bit different. So you want to kind of put these in order. So this one goes on this side. And because these are lined up and we're going to be working across, I'm going to just measure down, say an inch, and just use that as my guide. And the same on this side. Okay. Then what I'd like to do is take that center one and pop it up just a bit. Now you can use foam tape or the foam squares, but when it's a photo, I like it to be firm in behind. So what I've done is taken some of the cardboard that comes when you buy a package of paper or on the back of a pad of paper. It's firm. You can double it up if you want it really high, and then it just gives a little bit of a lift. Not a crazy lift, but just enough. And I find the cardboard doesn't love the My Sticks. And because I'm hanging these up in the store for examples, if things are heavy, they tend to fall right off. So for this kind of thing, I use the score tape in the 1/2 inch, just because it's a little quicker coverage. And I only do down the 2 longer sides. No sense using more than you need to. So it's just a matter of, and this stuff, once it's on, so make sure you have it where you want it. Just stack the 2 together, and then put it on the back of your photo. And I tend to cut these about a 1/2 inch shorter each way, so that you have kind of a 1/4 inch border all the way around, so that when you're looking at it, you're not seeing the chipboard, you're just seeing that it's raised. So it's hard to tell by looking at that it is raised, but it is just enough to give it a bit of depth. And I'm going to use the score tape again, just because this is, now that you've got the chipboard on, it's going to be a lot heavier, and I'd sooner do this than have it fall down on me. Okay, and get off of there. Okay, so just center it, make sure it's where it needs to be. Yep. Okay, so, and then the next thing is I want that kind of tucked in behind like that. So I'm just going to put my adhesive along the bottom here, and then I'm going to do like so. And then so your cluster is all together so that when you want to add it to your paper, you know exactly how much space to leave at the top. So I don't know. Let me look here. I think I might put it down more to the bottom. Nah. Actually, I might just center the thing completely. Okay, so, and again, because there's the cardboard on here, I am going to add more score tape on the back. It's not as fast as using your regular adhesive, but it's not bad. So just to get it centered and not have any accidents, I'm just going to take off the two bottom pieces, and because this was 8, I need 2 inches on the bottom. So, and no, I don't always use a ruler, but when you're doing this kind of thing and you want things to line up, it's a good idea. And not much. Oh, good. Good. Okay, so then you can just take off your other tape and smooth it all down, and there you go. So, and then this is sticking up just a touch, and I kind of like that. My albums have all kinds of stuff sticking out the top, and that doesn't bother me one bit. Now, as far as embellishments on this one, what I'm thinking is I'd like to use some of these, the pink paisley stars. Let's see. I'm thinking I'd like to use one of these maybe layered on here somewhere. So for the stars, what I want to do is add a little bit of ink, and because there's red up here, he's got a little bit of red in his shirt, that's kind of going to be the accent color. So I'm going to use the festive berries to go over first, and then I'm going to take the fired brick and go around the edges if I think it needs a little bit extra darkening. But this might be fine. That I think is okay. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. Do the other two quickly. And the title I'm going to use is, I'm going to add it with the red thickers, so that looks okay. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to fiddle with the final bits, and then come back with that one. And in the meantime, I'm going to quickly just plunk this one together. So what I did was, I have a lot of people that they have a hard time understanding how you can use pink on a boy layout. I have 3 boys and I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. If I want to use pink, it's going to be on a boy layout. So this one, the thing is, I mean, you don't do a whole layout in pink and then plunk a boy picture on it. It's just not going to work. But you can certainly introduce little pops of pink. So this one, just little bits of that. The vintage cameras have the pink on it. And then the back, it had a fair bit of pink. But if you choose, say, a piece like that, it's got a little pop of pink, but it's not overwhelming. So what I did with these ones was, I'm going to use the teal as a background, and I'm going to use just strips of these along the top and bottom, and I've trimmed them so that there's a bit of a border. And when choosing how to lay this one down, that I found just not, I don't know how to say it, too much blue and not enough contrast. You flip it around and you've got the lighter bits from the bokeh spots, and it just gave it a little more pump, you know. So what I had done with these pieces, rather than using the distressing tool, I used vintage photo ink, and just did a slight inking around the edges. So easy. So again, photos, I'm just going to line up straight across. Now this one I've left the border here, but I'm going to let the photos go right to the edge, just to make it a little more interesting looking. And with these ones it's kind of important that they go in order because it is kind of action shots. So we'll just do like that, and I'm going to do the same thing with the ruler as far as lining them up, just because it makes it quicker. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go down. We'll move it down a little bit here, so we'll go to 2.5 inches. So you see how quickly this kind of stuff can come together if you're just doing these grid type layouts. All right, so there's that one, the base of it, ready to roll. Not sure what else I want to add to this. This is my problem. I get I get to this point and then I kind of want to look at it for a bit and see what else should be added. I'm thinking I'd like a row of rub-ons across the border here. Anyhow, okay, so I'm gonna finish these off, and then I'll be back to show you the final results. See you in a bit. Okay, so here we are. Ended up just tucking this in behind. Added a title here. Oh, and I did add a little strip of paper, and the back of that has, or actually this is the back of the one that has the clouds on it. Added the rhinestone here, and a few of the want to scrap gems that I've got here in the store. And then up here, all I've added is a little from this sheet of stickers from the Maggie Holmes collection. So they match the papers that are in this set, and I have some of these available in the store. So, oh, and the little tags along here are the Martha Stewart ones, and I've just cut them in half and tucked them in there. So it just gives kind of another, you've got 3 layers of border there, but they're all very similar in color, so it's not jarring. It's just, it helps to give some more dimension. So that's it for that one. The only thing that I might add is this is from Will's birthday, and he got an iPod, and I've got the little Apple sticker here that I might try and incorporate somewhere, just because you don't actually see what he got, and I might add a little bit of journaling, but that's good for now. And then here's the other one. Again, I didn't add a whole lot. I put some of the rub-ons across the bottom here, and then they seemed very white when you look at the cream and so on up here. So I just lightly rubbed over with the vintage photo ink again. I added a strip of the trim that's included in the kit, and then up here is just a tiny strip of the cloud paper, the Maggie Holmes cloud paper, and then a bit of twine from one of the past kits. I can't remember what it is or which one it was now, but it was a May Arts twine. And then I took one of the paper layers, and it was, if you remember, it was all the words are fill up the page pretty much. So I cut them apart and went around them with vintage photo ink and just attach them here. And I keep going back and forth as to whether I want to add anything else, but I think that's probably it. I don't think I'll even bother with the title, because I think it would be confusing with all the bigger words here. And I kept trying to add a few more embellishments, but really there's enough going on that you start adding more and it's going to really look cluttered. So I'm going to call that good. And yeah, so that was 2 super simple layouts, really ones that you want to do in a hurry, and not a whole lot extra, so just to get you going. Anyhow, thanks very much. We'll talk to you again.